Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a very serious episode for you guys. We want you guys to stick around for, so please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as all of you are fully aware, we've been covering this story pretty closely. We've spent more time discussing the Ime Udoka story, which we probably will touch on today. But I want to touch on this Kyrie Irving story here. As all of you are fully aware, Kyrie Irving has been making international headlines to the point where now you have news networks like CNN and others talking about Kyrie Irving and the fallout in Brooklyn, and we all know the backstory. No need to really get into it. So what happened? Kyrie Irving, I think, released a statement after he was suspended for 5 games, and basically to apologize. Then general manager of the Brooklyn Nets, Sean Marks, put out a statement essentially saying that that was a very good first step. And some of us were like, okay, well, I guess we have to wait and see what the following steps what those following steps are going to be that Kyrie Irving would have to, follow through with. Then I believe it was yesterday, we got word, I believe this is through The Athletic, if I'm not mistaken, from Shams Charania, and they basically outlined the guidelines that Kyrie Irving would need to follow before he returned. One of them would be to apologize and condemn anti-Semitic movie. That's one. Number 2, make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. Now, I think initially he did that. It was the money was given back or returned rather. And then I think maybe he has to do it again. I'm not sure. Then complete sensitivity training, which no one knows what that means. Complete anti-Semitic training, which they haven't really specified. Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. Meet with the owner, Joe Tsai, to demonstrate understanding. The last one really just didn't sit well with me. And apparently, I'm not the only person that it didn't sit well with. Today, on ESPN First Take, they were discussing this very matter. And the question was posed to Stephen A. Smith while Tim Legler was on the panel. And he had some very strong words in terms of support for Kyrie Irving. So for those of you who missed the comments that Stephen A. Smith had to make on this particular matter, what we want to do is want to play it for you now, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to that there.
So the Nets also have laid out a 6-step path for him to return to playing. Those steps have raised some eyebrows among other players around the league, and the Players Union is considering an appeal. NBA PA Vice President Jaylen Brown telling the Boston Globe on Monday. Brown is quoted as saying, "I'm expecting the NBPA to appeal the suspension from Brooklyn, the terms, etc., that went into his return, the terms for his return. They seem like a lot, and a lot of players express discomfort with those terms." Okay. Tim, good morning. Thank you for being with us. I'll get to you in just a second. Stephen A., your thoughts on this potential appeal?
I 1,000% agree with Jaylen Brown. I stand with him. And I know that's saying a lot because we know how critical I can be and have been of Kyrie Irving. But this is excessive. The fact of the matter is that right now you're engaging in emasculation based on the reports about how the Nets have a checklist of things that they need Kyrie Irving to do. Okay, now be clear, Tim Legler. He brought it on himself. I'm fully knowledgeable about that. Him putting out a tweet, supporting a film with anti-Semitic tropes and stuff like that was inexcusable. It was insensitive. It was juvenile. It was stupid. Okay. And the kind of heat that he's brought upon himself thus far is self-inflicted and largely, if not entirely, of his own volition. So he deserves it. But now you're going a step too far. Okay. The man apologized. All right. He's been suspended. And that. Now you as an organization have to make, do you want him on your team? Do you keep him on the rest of the year? Or you can elect to let him go while making him sit home and you have to pay him unless you trade him. It's that simple. But to sit up there and to have these lists of conditions that he has to do, I think what you're trying to do is elevate the level of embarrassment that is being thrown in his direction and, dare I say, emasculate him, which is why Jaylen Brown has spoken up, which is why black people are going to raise holy hell about that, and which is why I'm going to be one of those folks leading the chorus to raise holy hell about that. Leave the man alone. Keep him on his back. But when you start talking about, well, he needs training and all of that, wait a minute now. The fact of the matter is he apologized. He acknowledged, albeit a bit too late as far as I'm concerned. He still apologized, acknowledged that he's not anti-Semitic, okay, that he made a mistake in putting the film out there. Okay, of course, when the owner reaches out to you, you should respect this man that's paying you and reach back out to him. Of course, Joe Tsai should demand, we have to meet and have a conversation before I let you back on his team. That is reasonable. That is understandable. But to then try to articulate that he needs to go through sensitivity training and all of this other stuff, now you really digging it in. It's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. If the Anti-Defamation League wants to raise holy hell about that, and they want that, and they request that of Kyrie Irving, that's between them and Kyrie Irving. Last time I recall, Joe Tsai is not Jewish. Joe Tsai is an owner for the Brooklyn Nets. You want him on the team or you don't. But to sit there and highlight and articulate these processes that he must go through, it seems to be a bit pouring on. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. It's a bit excessive. And that's what I wanted to say about it. Go ahead, Tim.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. You know, Kyrie Irving is receiving a public flogging right now. They're flogging him publicly. I think we all know that what Kyrie Irving did has generated a lot of criticism. And after he was suspended for those 5 games, it made perfect sense that Kyrie Irving would, basically, apologize, because basically it seemed like his entire world was unraveling. But after seeing the guidelines that the Brooklyn Nets put out that Kyrie Irving would have to follow, it was very, very distasteful, quite nasty. I'm trying to understand it. The Brooklyn Nets think they hired a dog to train him, demonstrate understanding. Did they hire some little kid? That's number one. Number two, listen, I said in one of my previous videos, Joe Tsai is doing a lot. Joe Tsai, you're doing a lot, man. You're doing a lot, and it's beginning to turn off a lot of people. You're doing a lot. You're doing a little bit way too much. And I don't know what makes you feel like as if it feels like as if he's calling Kyrie Irving down to the carpet like he's one of his kids to demonstrate understand. Why the hell would Kyrie need to demonstrate anything to you? You're not the offended group that he needs to apologize to. It's them that he needs to, make things right with. Why does Joe Tsai? Is it because he feels like this guy works for us, or rather that it's just nasty? He's your employee. He's not your piece of. You don't own him. That he has to demonstrate understanding to Joe Tsai. What, did you guys give him homework? This is something that you said a parent will say to a kid that they put into punishment. You're an owner of a team. You're not giving Kyrie Irving money. He's performing a job. So I don't understand. I mean, I don't even want to get into that because I'm going to get into that in a different video. But I'm very happy that Stephen A. Smith pushed back. And I think the Nets need to be careful. They're going a little bit too far with this. Y'all have made your point. But now you're going a little bit too far. And now you see, what is it? Let me just confirm here. The NBPA is beginning to appeal this madness. Y'all are going too far with it. Y'all are going way too far with it. And my question is, where is all of this ending? What ultimately do you want? But y'all are going too far. You're getting a little bit too happy with it. And this thing may backfire on you if you don't stop. You made your point. We get it.